Let me tell y'all something. Before the year is over, let me tell you something. I am not religious at all. I do not belong to any religion or church. What I will tell y'all is November was a very trying month for me in so many ways. As a mother, as a wife, nothing crazy going on, but just in general, all me. A mother, a wife, a business owner, and just a human in general. Let me tell y'all something. I fully trusted in God the month of December. November was so rough that all of December, especially the beginning, let's say that the beginning of December, I took a break from TV, my favorite shows, social media, everything. I took a break and I fully trusted in God. And let me tell y'all something. I worked so hard in 2025 with building my relationship with God. There were some times. There was just some times of uncertainty. And if we're being honest, because a lot of people don't like, oh, I don't talk to God like that. Me, I stopped the moment. I'm going to say this. The moment I stopped talking to God, like, hey, God, it's me. The moment I stopped that and talked to God, like, just in my regular voice, nothing scripted, nothing saved. Like, there were some times where I was disappointed. And I said that. Like, I'm so upset right now. I'm so disappointed. I thought that was my opportunity. I thought that I really wanted this to work. X, Y, and Z. Like, it's okay. It's okay for you to talk to God the way you want to talk to God, because you're the one that's building the relationship with God. And let me tell y'all, it's a discipline. It's a discipline to fully trust in God. I'm talking about, you don't know the plan. You can't see the plan. You don't know how it's going to work out. You don't know where the finances are going to come from. You don't know anything. But you just tell yourself, I'm trusting in you and I know it's going to work out and I know you got my back. Okay, so I'm back. I will say this, and this goes for any situation. Okay, slow it down. I'm going to say this. We're all childlike on the inside. So imagine, right? You have like your favorite anything, your favorite toy, your favorite car, your favorite anything, right? Just imagine you're hanging on to it so tight. And God is just like, hand it here in exchange for something else. And you have no idea. You have no idea what the exchange is. Over time, you learn anything that God exchanges with you is going to be an upgrade. But when you're new and you want to do things your way, you don't fully trust it. You just like, no, but I love it, God. Like, I don't think I'm ready to let this go. Like, I just spent so much time with it. Here's the thing. Anytime that you think that your plan is better than God's plan, you have already been mistaken. Anytime that God is trying to elevate you and pull you away from something or someone, it is always going to be an upgrade. God wants what's best for you. God wants better for you. You can't possibly know God's plans. And what you want will never be better than God's plan. That's what I'm going to say. We get to a point in life. This is what I learned in 2025, not only personally, but just watching other people. We get to a point where we tell God, please give me a sign. Show me a sign. Give me a sign that this isn't for me, or it's time for me to move on, or it's time for me to get better, or it's time for whatever. Just show me a sign. And God shows us signs. And us being stubborn and wanting to do things our way, when we receive that sign, we're just like, I don't think that was a sign. Was that a sign? I don't think that was a sign. That's because we have already put it in our minds that we're not ready. But God is ready. And when God is ready, it's time for you to move. But again, I'm being as realistic as possible. It doesn't always work like that. God gives signs and we ignore them. God is saying it's time to move right now, and we ignore that. That's because we think we know what's best for us. It's the uncertainty that keeps us hesitant. We want God to show us, like, well, before I accept this, before I move, show me. That's not how God works. That's not how God works at all. God wants you to fully let go. God wants you to fully trust. God wants you to take the leap. And that's what I learned in 2025. It doesn't matter that you can't see the ground beneath you. It doesn't matter that you can't see what's next. It doesn't matter what's in your account. It doesn't matter. It does not matter, because the plans I have for you. So, long story short, without going into too much detail, I'm not telling anybody, oh, your religion is this and you don't need to go to church. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, me personally, I have built my relationship with God from the ground up. And you got to trust in God. That's it. You can't possibly think that your plan, you cannot do what you want to do. You cannot think that your plans are greater than God's plans at all. You cannot be stubborn. You cannot be hard-headed. When it's time to move, it's time to move. When it's time to let go, it's time to let go. You're going to be scared. You're going to be nervous. You're going to be anxious. But that's because those are the human emotions. But God's not giving you that. God's not giving you anxiousness. God's not giving you nervousness, fear, doubt, anxiety. That's not coming from God. That is coming from society. And that's coming from just emotions that we just picked up along the way of life. But just know, here's my message. In conclusion, trust in God, because God always knows what's best for you. God wants you to have an amazing life. God does not want you to suffer. God does not want you to be anxious. God does not want you to be sad. God does not want anything negative for you. God wants only the best. And when you get those signs, you need to trust in that. You need to know. It might not be in a week. It might not be in a month. But you need to know that God is moving even when you cannot see it. Even when you do not see progress. Just know that as long as you plant those seeds and you pray about it and you ask what you want to ask for, God hears you and God is working. Do not be stubborn in 2026. Do not do what you want to do in 2026. Trust in God, and a great life is approaching. A great life is right around the corner. So that's my message for December 31st, 2025. Yeah.